Greetings! Welcome back to Pink Oddbird. Today I'm here with a book that I am simply calling Fall. It's using Calico Collage's Simply Autumn digital kit that I won in Liz the Paper Project's giveaway not too long ago. So thank you, Liz. Thank you, Norella. I really had a lot of fun working with this kit. I'm going to try and go fast, but there's a lot to talk about in this book. Everything in this book was inspired by a class that I took. The lady whose class it is, I think she's a real talented book artist, and it was just a really fun thing to do. So this is what I came up with out of her class. And if you have any questions on that, just let me know and I'll give you the details. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and talk about this book. It's not an altered book. It's it's basically, I guess, I don't know how I should say it. Let's see. There's the book cover is, the base book cover is actually from 1927. And this book cover, I just put gesso on it and layered some papers, some autumn papers and book pages on the front of the cover, which you can't see here. And then on the spine, I have just some muslin covering the signature. And then I have some lace. And then I layered on these flowers and such that I got from Hobby Lobby. And then I have some burlap and a button. And then the theme is fall, but I wanted to make it sort of like a play on fall, the season, but also falling in love. So that's what I did. I'll let you look at the front cover here so you can take a look. What you see right here, it's probably hard to see, but let me show you what I'm talking about. So that piece there is the vintage book cover from the 1870s. So that's what that layer is. And then there's some corrugated cardboard. This page here, I just collaged it onto macaroni and cheese box. And then I just wrote a little fall right there. And then this is from the kit from Calico Collage. And then I just have some other little pieces of lace. This one is from JunkThatTreasures. So that's Sarah's shop that I'll link to below. And then yeah, so there's just lots of little bits and scraps, and this is what it looks like. On the spine, I wanted to do leaves in this book originally, but I felt like that was going to be a widely traveled route, so that's why I opted for these little bits and for the sunflowers to kind of try and take it in a different direction. Sorry, I know that was a long intro. So what you see here is a cover from the green piece, is a cover from 1923. And what I basically just did is I attached that here, and the thinking behind that is the base cover is from 1927, this one is from 1923, and this one is from the 1870s. So to me that was kind of like another play on the transition that happens, the transition of life that happens during fall. Yeah, so let's look inside the book. So on the front cover here, I did do lots of little pencil notes in the book, and I put a collage here of a poem that's called Autumn Idleness. And then I just attached some of this brown fabric that I have. This is a pocket and it's empty. Everything in here is going to be Calico Collage unless it's vintage book pages or scrapbook paper. There is sewing in the book. I wanted the theme of this to look really grungy and rusticy, so that's why it looks so shabby-ish. These pages here are watercolor paper. I wanted to do so much more in this book, but I wanted whoever gets this book to be able to do their own stuff in it. And it's hard with a book like this because you want to complete it in full, but then you'd really be just giving someone a completed book and then they would have nothing to do on their own. So this is watercolor paper. There is distress ink on it, so that's something to keep in mind if you do decide to do watercolor on this, or you can journal on it. It's up to you. So I'll just let you look. On this side I have some more trim, some vintage buttons, and then there's a pocket here, and inside the pockets I made these little scrap bundles, and I didn't have room to make actual little journals. I think there might be one in here, but because the book there's no closure on it, so it has to be able to stay closed by itself. So I just stitched together little packets of paper. This is an index card there, some scrap cardstock. It's all coffee stained. And then on the front of each of them, I wrote words that are like associated with autumn. So this one says abundant. So I just like wrote it sketchily, and then I hand wrote it in print, and then I just smudged it to make it look not so fresh. So here's some pages. I use, like I said, Calico Collages. Oh, there's some trims and beads down here at the bottom hanging off from stuff in the book. Calico Collages papers, and like I said, I remember a post in the group where she said that she started out doing collage papers, I think. So I decided to take her kit and make it, tear it all up and collage it, since that's like the premise of what she was originally doing. So I thought that would be a neat little touch. So these are papers from her kit. I tore them and collaged them. Some burlap here that I got from Shayna. So some more distress ink there. And I just have a butterfly punch. And then here I have some vintage trim that I just got in a estate sale. And then this trim here at the bottom is from JunkThatTreasures shop, and I love it because it's perfect for fall. It has these transitional colors in it, like burgundy, red, orange, yellow. It's perfect. And then behind it is some vintage book page. These book pages actually are from the 1923 book. I believe it's the 1927 book. And then this one just has the word flowers on it. And then as you can see on the edges of the pages, I've looped this trim around and let it sew around the side, and I stuck these little beads thingies in there. And then I just haphazardly like stitched them onto the page. So in the pocket I left this open because of bulk reasons, but it's actually a little booklet. I have just put in some little washi tape on the back. This one says changing, and it's just scraps again like the other. So this one has a little pocket here, and then there's a little tuck spot right there. And then when you open it, there's another pocket right here, like that. And yeah, so this is that little booklet. And like I said, I left it open so it wouldn't be so bulky in the book. So I have some masking tape in the center of the book here, and then this is some burlap. I think that was mine, I think. And then this green, what you see here, the day that I was making this, my sister was cleaning out her room, and she gave me a purse strap that was a purse that she was going to get rid of. So I cut this green piece off of the strap that she gave me, and I sewed on this leaf trim here. Also, I forgot to mention this piece of fabric on the front cover. It's a vintage curtain that I got at an estate sale also. So back to this. I sewed these leaves onto the purse strap, and then I just glued that to the burlap, which I stitched to the orange burlap, and it makes a belly band, but there's nothing behind it right now, but that is a belly band. Some of the tags from the kit, and I just lightly distressed them on the back. Also, these little owls that I punched out, you can actually pull those off and place the owl somewhere else if you wanted, but I thought it was kind of neat just leaving it sort of tucked behind the trim. And then here's some more of that super pretty trim from JunkThatTreasures. Another Calico Collage page here. That's a watercolor paper also. In this pocket, there's a little envelope that comes with the kit and 2 pieces of ephemera. So on this side, I have these colored pages like this and the yellow. Those are just plain cardstock, like heavy cardstock. I think they're 65 pound. So I just gessoed on those lightly. And then this is from the kit also, and then another image from her papers, and then just a little book page that's vintage. This is another pocket. I have some brown vintage seam binding in the center where the first and second signature meet. I have used the all over the board punch on these to give them like a neat little look. So whatever you put behind here will actually show through the pocket. This coffee sleeve that I posted not long ago. In this pocket, another booklet. This one says Enchanting, and again, just some scrap pages, just to give the book, the person, whoever it may be, somewhere to write. Because there are places to write in here, like you can write in areas like this, totally. But, just for extra space, because I don't know how much you want to write. So here I have in this little sleeve, I have a vintage book page in there. That's one of the 1927 ones. And I punched out the word autumn from her kit, a little piece of fabric from something is sticking over here. And then I gessoed on the book page, and then I tried to draw a little vine, and it says, I can hear autumn dancing in the breeze. Sorry, my brain. I've been at work all day dying to get home to do this, so forgive me. And then you can see I just sort of haphazardly stitched a giant leaf here. And that's because, like she showed us in the class, you can put a leaf in here and stitch around the leaf instead of stitching just around the perimeter. She suggested that we stitched around the leaf. So that was a neat idea. So on this side, I just have some more layering trims, things like that. Again, more papers from her kit that I just tore, and the colors are absolutely perfect for, autumn. I mean, it's an autumn kit, so why wouldn't they be? But I think it's neat that she put a little tinge of like a pinkish color in there. So this is a pocket. It's also empty. And this is just a page from her kit that I just actually cut out to make this little, center of the signature here. And then I just put some pages, but yeah, this is a pocket, and then this is, not pages, tags. And yeah, so here's some more. And I stitched around all the tags just to give them, this is from the kit also. The other side of that page protector. Oh, inside of it, I have this little, I made something like this for Shayna's book. On the front, I just have a little owl here that's keeping it closed, and I decoupaged these sunflowers onto vintage music paper. And then on the inside, I gessoed, so you can actually write in there. And then this is a vintage book plate that I just stitched to some music paper in this little pocket. So yeah, this book, I was actually going to wait to use her class to make my Christmas book, but when I started thinking about fall and I wanted to make a really like rustic book, and I thought to myself, this class would be perfect for that. So some old vintage curtain, And I have a little safety pin down here with a bead, and then I have a little garment pin from JunkThatTreasures, and it's got some vintage crocheted lace that I got in a estate sale. And then in this pocket, oh, it's empty. And then this here, just more collaging, little random notes that I wrote. Another pocket. Oh, in this pocket I actually have another one of those stacks. This one says Bountiful. And just some blank pages in there for you to write on. See what I was saying? So if you put something in here that was colorful, that color would show through. Some more vintage seam binding here. In this pocket, it's also empty. This one is another booklet, and it says Moonlit. I had some scrap paper that was kind of cut weird. I don't know what I was cutting out, but I put a coffee dyed index card in there. This kind of stitching here, I do that by hand because, I mean, not by hand, but I guess I should say I make the machine do it because it doesn't have like a leafy kind of stitch. So I thought these looked kind of like rusticy leaves. So I have a little scrap here with another piece from her kit, and I just did it as a top tuck. There's 3 signatures in the book. This is another pocket. There's 3 signatures in the book, and each signature has 5 pages total, and that includes these little ones. So there's about 60 pages in this book, front and back. Some more vintage trim. Vintage. I love these little images, and I did like roughly gesso on some of these. Some are those little beads I love. Center of the signature. And the masking tape is just decoration. It's not really functional, so if you want to take it off, you can. That's fine. I did try and glue it a little in the center, but yeah. Another stack, and this one says Harvested. I didn't do any stamping in this book, well, other than my stamp. And I used only one kind of washi tape, and then, well, the masking tape, but it's not really washi tape. I mean, I guess it, I don't know. Anyway. Some more burlap here. You can see I've got burlap tabs. There's 3, 1 on each signature. And I love these little quotes that she has in the kit. And this pocket is also empty, but it says Happy Autumn here. This little definition, I was looking, I was like, gosh, I don't have a dictionary that has the definition of autumn in it, but she gives you one in the kit. Another top loading pocket, some more trim, and more trims. Oh, actually, I'm just kidding. I used some Tim Holtz washi here. And then I just collaged on some sewing pattern paper to the back. There's my stamp. And that's a wrap. This is fall. So I hope that you like this, and it was super fun to make. I really enjoyed myself making this, and I can't wait to make another one and another theme, which I might go ahead and just do a Christmas one, but I'll have this available in my Etsy shop. I got this little tree branch from by my job. I went for a walk yesterday, and I got a few good sticks that I'll save for future projects, but I thought there was something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember. If there is, I'll put it on the screen. So yes, so thanks everyone for watching. Thank you for the class. It was a great one. And I guess until next time, toodaloo.